Oh, what am I going to be doing on such a nice spring day?
Another day, another project. And I'm going to try to straighten up where the water culvert is by the mailbox. So let's get into it.
Well, let's start by getting rid of some of this old stuff.
Yep, I don't think there was much of this left. Looks like I'm gonna need a shovel, so let's go get a shovel.
So I have a field fence around my property, and I use landscape timbers as fence posts. And after I put them in the ground and get the fence on them, I cut the excess off the top. And this wooden structure was made out of scrap landscaping timbers about 5 years ago. I decided I better save my hands and put on a pair of gloves. Alright, that takes care of it for this side. We'll have to do a little cleanup and then start building back the wall. So I will level out this dirt with the rake and then compact it a little bit, and we should be able to put the wood straight back onto the ground.
So when you're choosing your wood, you want as many rings as possible. Can you see the difference between the two? This one has got a lot more rings and is much more dense and will last longer than this one. And I've already chose wood that had the most rings in it anyway.
I'll just lay this piece of wood on top and mark it, and then I will use my speed square to make sure I've got a straight line to cut it. I'll use my framing hammer like a little shovel and make sure I have the area nice and flat, and then give it a few love taps to make sure that it's in the proper place, even and level. So I'll start the next row with the leftover piece from my last cut. This will make sure that all the joints are staggered. And I'll do this all the way up, row after row after row.
These are 4-inch screws, and they will go all the way through.
I'm going to use my 20-volt cordless quarter cable drill to make pilot holes for all these screws to make sure I don't crack the wood. And I'll use my 20-volt DeWalt impact driver to screw these landscaping timbers together. This impact driver has no problem countersinking these screws about 1/4 of an inch.
I'm going to cut it right before the knot and throw this piece away.
I'm going to repeat this process for the rest of the small retaining wall. This piece of wood will have a special cut. The idea is for it to be buried by the dirt to help keep the retaining wall in place. I cut a small piece of landscaping timber at a 45-degree angle, and that's how I was able to get this small wedge. I will put a mark on the top and then the bottom of this landscaping timber and draw a line between the two, and that should represent what I need to cut off.
Lots of rings on that one.
Well, we made some good progress, but I like to clean up as I go. We'll rake all of this dirt back like it was, and then we'll get started on the other side.
Okay, we're halfway done, but I need an intermission. I'm gonna go get a glass of water and put all the scraps on the fire to burn.
There really wasn't much wood left in these top few pieces. I'm surprised by how much dirt's around these lower landscape timbers. When I put these in a couple years ago, the landscaping timbers were visible. So far I've made all my cuts the same way. I've been using my 20-volt DeWalt 7 1/4 inch circular saw, and it's been doing a really good job in cutting these landscape timbers. This is the first time I really had a chance to use it, and you can look forward to a review on this product in the future. I'm still using the drill and the impact driver and securing each landscape timber as we go. Sorry guys, I probably shouldn't have moved the camera. The next piece of wood I'm going to cut is going to go directly below the one I'm marking. So I'm going to mark this board for two 45-degree angle cuts. And now you can see why it needed two 45-degree angle cuts to fit. I will mark the cuts on each end of this board and then mark where it goes on the retaining wall. Let's rake this bank out, and I will eagle eye the two last pieces that need a cut.
Compared to what it was, that is awesome. I still have two small pieces of wood I need to cut and fit in there. But for the most part, we are done.
So I have a couple of marks on these two pieces, and I'm just going to use those marks to cut them on the saw. And I am not the safest on the saw, so don't do what I do. And I probably should have used a grinder for this step. but I was in a hurry, and that's probably how accidents happen.
Am I gonna get lucky?
So these are the two pieces that I just cut on the table saw, and I'm just gonna hammer them into place and secure them with a screw.
All right, well, now the project's done. Like, subscribe, check out the playlist, and I'll catch you in the next one. But I'll be sore.